People ask me all the time, Zach, what's the cheat code? What's the cheat code for being able to buy a new construction home? And the truth, here's the truth. The truth is it's not asking for a discount. The truth is it's not waiting for incentives. The truth is it's definitely more than just picking the right builder and the right floor plan. The real cheat code when you understand this game is learning how to stack leverage. And if you can figure out the ways to stack leverage in your favor with a builder, then you can win. Because when you start to understand how builders actually think, where and how their inventory becomes pressure and where they need to relieve that pressure, when the rates become like tools that you can actually use, timing becomes your leverage, and you can do the thing like that I like to call, you can moneyball the whole deal. One of my favorite movies ever, Moneyball. And you can moneyball this whole deal. So I want to show you with some very real numbers today how we took a $690,000 home and basically just ran the score up for our client. And I want to show you how you can do this too. Because again, most people think this is about, oh, we got to pick the right floor plan. We got to pick the right builder. It's more than that. It's a negotiation game. And when you start to understand how the builders think and how they operate, where their pressure points are, you can win. And this is how Moneyball plays out in new construction in real time. So I want to show you this deal that we just did. I'm going to put you get my iPad screen up and we're going to kind of draw this out. List price on this home. This was an inventory home, quick move in. They closed in about 33 days, give or take, right? So list price, we were at price was at 690 and some change. So we'll, estimate right about 690 because this is where we're really going to start stacking leverage and stacking value. So box number one was let's just do it like this. Box one was our price reduction. Let me not turn my eraser on. Price reduction. So that was box one. We got from 690 all the way down to, where'd we get to? We got to 659. So 31K right off the bat, 31K out the door. And most people be like, oh, that sounds great. Let's just stop there, right? But here's the real truth. This is one of those homes that it was an inventory home. Like the builder was, it was done. They were ready. They needed to get it sold. It worked out with our buyers that they had the timing worked out and was like, hey, well, let's go make this happen, right? And truth be told, like most people don't even know that they can do this, right? Because they don't spend enough time in this space to understand, hey, we've seen this home. We've seen it listed. We saw what you did. They don't have the relationships. Let's go ask. Let's get $31,000. So that was box number one. And it was like, oh, hey, you like that? That's really good. Let's stop there. Nope. Let's keep going. So box number two on our scoreboard, we'll call this one. This was closing cost. In every transaction, you're going to have fees that you're going to pay as part of the transaction. It's just part of doing business, right? So we got our price reduction. And now a lot of times I would say, hey, we want closing cost over price reductions, but at something like this, we were able to do both. So we went in and said, hey, can we get 15K? And the builder said, yep, we can do that. So if we're running our total, so this box plus this box, we're now at $46,000 savings just off that. It reduces how much money they're going to need in the deal. This number right here matters way, way more than people realize because it's not money coming out of your pocket, which makes it super awesome. Okay. Now, number three to me is where it kind of starts to get stupid, right? This is the point where we really, really start to run up the score and where if you know what you're doing, you can add this on top of everything else that we've already done, right? So we asked the builder, we got the builder to say, hey, we're doing a rate buy down. And this was a permanent rate buy down. So this is for the entire life of the loan. They bought their rate down to 4.75%. And see this, I want to show you the real math savings on this, right? So let's just, for reference, let's go look at the time of recording this video because I think this is important to show you guys. At the time of recording, mortgage rates on average, can I show you that? 6.04. So we'll call it 6 and we get it down to 4.75. Now watch what happens so this is where the savings really stack because to me, This is like, not only is this monthly savings, but it's also significantly reducing the amount of interest you pay over time. So I'm trying to figure out how to, to quantify this, because this is the important part of the structure. And I'm going to show you. Okay, so we built a new tool for you. It's not perfect yet. We're getting the kinks worked out of it, but I've been playing with some like no code, vibe code stuff. So I'm going to link this actually down in the description. If you want to play with this yourself, you can, but I want to show you kind of what the savings happened on this deal. So it was a VA loan. It was a $659 purchase price. So we'll just call it $660 to make it even. We said we're going to use the market rate at 6%. And then his taxes and insurance in this neighborhood are around we'll call it 1.6, just for reference. Homeowners insurance around $1,800. I want you to see on this. So his principal and interest payment, $39.5703. So that's kind of where he's looking at over the life of the loan. But super important thing to remember, and I'm gonna write this one down. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna say the amortization on this loan. So let me go back and let's do this on our iPad screen so we don't lose it. On loan 1, total interest was going to be $764,532 was the total interest paid for a total loan of $1.41424532. Now, watch what happens. So when we put this one here, we save this one to our current settings, and then we come in and we say, hey, same loan, but the builder came in and bought their rate down from 6 to a fixed 4.75, not 4.756, 4.75. So payment dropped. Okay. Loan 2. And I'm going to go back to our screen and we're going to write this in. Loan 2. Total interest, $579,434 for a total loan payment, $1.1239,434. Okay. Now, if we look at our comparison, save current settings. Here we go. Monthly payment dropped. That, when you can do those things, this is why I'm so big on asking the builders about getting our rate promos where we need them to be. This is why so many builders are doing the kind of rate promos that they're doing, right? Is to help you with stuff like this. So if we go back to our running total, we were at $46,000 in savings just on the front end, right? And then our rate buy down, if we go look, our rate buy down on our principal and interest, look at this, here we go. Monthly principal and interest on the first one, remember this was our 6% rate, was $39.57. So let me write this back down, $39.57. His new principal and interest is $34.42. Again, I'm estimating, right? We're kind of estimating. So $39.57, I can do math. $39.57 minus $34.42. He's saving $515 a month times 12, $6,180 a year in savings, on top of the $200,000 of interest, right? So this is when I tell you, like, when it gets stupid, and I said we ran up the score, this is how you do it. So let's go back, box 3. So box 3, so that was our rate buy down, and our rate buy down saved us $6K. We'll be low end, $6K a year. I don't expect him to stay in his home for 30 years. I don't expect him to take 30 years to pay it off. But if he stayed in it for 5 years, 6K times 5, it's $30,000 in savings. $30,000 at $500 a month that goes to anything else that they want to do. That was box 3. We're not done. I still have more. So we'll go there. We'll scoot out. Box number 4. This one was kind of the small one, but it's still kind of a big deal. This is not the pretty stuff. This is not the sexy stuff. This is we got the blinds from the builder. I always like to try and ask for this. I think it's important. It's a super simple thing that they can do. It doesn't cost them a lot. It's a stress saver for you. And realistically, it adds privacy immediately when you move in and makes it so you don't have to worry about this. So this was probably it was like right at $2,000. So so now we'll carry this down here. We're at 48,000 in savings, plus our 6,000 a year, plus our $200,000 of interest. Oh, and we still have more things to show you of how we moneyballed this and ran up the score. So that was box 4. Now, box number 5 is not going to qualify for everyone. So this is kind of one of those, like, it's kind of like the sprinkles on the cake. And the fact that we were able to do this just makes it a win even better. So this particular client, I showed you, they were buying with a VA loan. He also has a 100% disability rating from the VA, which means he pays 0 in property taxes. Now, if we would have found a neighborhood that had a mud or a PID, he still would have been responsible for that. So just know, like, if you're a VA buyer and you have disability rating, if it has a mud or a PID, you're still going to have some responsibility for that. So because he's not paying that, he has his rating, and we found a neighborhood that has no mud or PID, his property tax rate is 0, nothing. And so in this neighborhood at a 1.5%, let's just call it 1.5%, assuming he pays property taxes on 600 because of a homestead exemption and things like that. So let's say he pays property taxes on, I'll even go lower, just to be conservative, be realistic. So let's say he's paying on 575 and it was times 0.0156%. He's saving $8,900 a year. So $8,900 plus our 48,000 there. So we're now, from here to here, we're now at $56,000 in savings. This is wealth creation, guys, right? This is like Moneyball thinking. This is doing whatever we can to finagle a deal to work for you to make it happen. The last piece of this box, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the last one down here is, this is probably the best part. This is my favorite part. This was the appraisal. So remember, I told you the original house, the original list price was $690. When we got the appraisal back from the bank, it appraised for more than original list. I think I have to go back and look, but it appraised at, like, it was right at 700K appraisal, which means $700,000. So 700, simple math, minus 659, he has 41K in value. I'm telling you that to say, hey, it feels good. Like, appraisal numbers feel good. They're like, oh yeah, this is what it appraised for. Does that mean, and what can you do with that? It's a feel good number, right? That's a wealth creation number. That's a, hey, like, it helps us sleep at night. So if we add that in, we're over $100,000 in savings. What he also has is a neighborhood. He is in the early stages of this neighborhood, and prices are going to appreciate as more things are built in around this neighborhood. So he's walking in to some massive equity on top of all of the savings that he already put together. So when you stack all this up, we had a $31,000 price reduction. We had $15,000 in closing costs. We had interest savings and monthly payment savings because of the rate buy down. We got the $2,000 in blinds. He got his property tax savings, which again would not apply for everybody. But again, if you're a veteran, you want to have a conversation about that and you have disability rating, we can make that go together. We also have his equity position. And so this is easily a 100K swing. And depending on how long he owns the home, it could be more than that. And so this is why I tell you it's so important as you're working through this new construction thing and you're thinking about buying a new home. This is how you value stack. This is how you use your leverage to win a deal. Now, is every single deal going to look exactly like this? No. Are we always going to be able to get a $31,000 price reduction? And no. But can we piece some of these things together to make a deal that makes sense? Yes, you can do that. I can help you do that. We can make this happen. And this is why it's so important. Like, so many agents that try to get into this new construction space, like, they're just to be honest, they're order takers, right? They're like, oh, tell me the incentives, tell me this. They show up and they ask and they call it a day. But when you do the kind of volume that I do in this space, you learn how the builders think, you learn how they operate, and you learn that we can finagle and move pieces around to stack the leverage to get you the deal that you need. If you're buying a new home in DFW, it's not a luck game. It's not being in the right place at the right time. You need strategy, and you need somebody that thinks like this so that you can win, right? And I told you before, like this is the like Moneyball stuff to me, where it's like, hey, what can we do and where can we place things to make these kind of things happen? Now, like I said, not every deal is going to look like this, but every deal we've done and every deal we've helped people put together has had some caveat of something we've got going on here. If you guys want to see more videos like this, I'm happy to continue to do them. We can always talk strategy and numbers, and I can help you win when it comes to buying a new home, whether it's on inventory on something like this or on a ground up new construction. If you have questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer those in the comments and talk you kind of through all of these details. If you're curious on other builder strategies on, hey, maybe you're wondering, you're starting to build and you're like, where should we even spend our money? We have videos linked for that. If you're curious on like, hey, how to get the best deal at the start of a neighborhood, we have videos on that. Or if you don't even know what builders to take a look at and where to start, have that for you there. And when you're ready, you and I can have a conversation. Our contact information always shows up at the bottom of the video, or you can book a call directly in the description down below. I will also link the mortgage calculator. And again, we're building this and we're kind of testing it in real time. So if it like, just let me know. We're trying to test it out and trying to make something that works. And again, it's just an estimate. If you want to use it, it's free to use, and want that to be a resource for you guys. So this is how the game is played. Let's go play and have a lot of fun doing it. And I will see you guys in our next video. So here we go.